Welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, I've got a question for you. Do you remember your last birthday? Did you have balloons at your party? When we have a party for our kids, the balloons end up sticking around for a month after the party. Our favorite game to play is Keep the Balloon in the Air. I throw the balloon up and everyone takes turns hitting it over and over until it finally hits the ground. The balloons I'm talking about are the kind that fall when you let go of them. But have you ever wondered why some balloons actually start flying into the air when you let go of them? Why do some balloons float while other ones fall? Well, when you blow up a balloon with your mouth, it gets bigger, but it usually falls to the floor, right? That's because you filled it with the same kind of air that we breathe, mostly nitrogen and oxygen. Can you say nitrogen and oxygen? That air isn't light enough to make a balloon float. But the kind of balloons that do float, those are filled with something special, a gas called helium. Can you say helium? Helium is actually lighter than the air around us, which means when you fill a balloon with it, the balloon becomes lighter than the air and up it goes. Imagine a bubble trying to rise through water. If it's less heavy than the water, it floats up. Balloons filled with helium are like that. They rise because the air around them is heavier. Have you ever seen a hot air balloon? Those are the really big balloons that have a basket at the bottom that is big enough to hold people. Have you ever wondered how those balloons float? Well, the answer is in the name. Hot air balloons use hot air to float because hot air is lighter than cool air. But back to helium for a minute. Helium is actually found deep underground, and it's collected and used for all sorts of things. Not just party balloons, but also medical machines and even space rockets. Helium is one of the most interesting gases in our world because it can literally make things float. So the next time you see a balloon floating up, remember, it's not magic, it's just science. It's all about what's inside the balloon that makes it float or not. I'm going to give you 3 clues and you tell me if you can guess what this thing is. I can be filled with helium or air. I'm colorful and often seen at parties. Sometimes I float and sometimes I fall. Yep, it's a balloon. That was a pretty easy one. But how about these? True or false? Are you ready for some true or false? Okay. True or false? Helium is heavier than air. That's false. Helium is lighter than air. That's why it floats. True or false? Hot air rises. That's true because hot air is lighter than cool air. True or false? All balloons float no matter what gas is inside. That's false. One more. True or false? Helium is found underground. That is true. Would you rather ride in a hot air balloon or a spaceship? I'm not sure which one of those I would rather ride. I think maybe a hot air balloon? But I think if I was going to ride in one, I would only want to do it once. I think I'd rather stay on the ground. Let's have a quick quiz. See what you learned today. What gas is lighter than air and helps balloons float? Yeah, that's right. It's helium. What happens when you fill a balloon with just your breath? It falls to the ground. Makes for a great game of keep the balloon off the ground. What do hot air balloons use to rise? Yep, remember the answer is in the name. Hot air. One more. What color is a helium balloon? It's a trick question. It could be any color. Color does not affect the floatiness of a balloon. Hey, what do you think that this sound is? Have you heard that sound before? That's the sound of all the air coming out of a balloon. Well, now you know why balloons float while others fall. So the next time you have a birthday party, you'll be able to tell which balloons have helium and which ones don't. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And for all the grown-ups listening, please tell other grown-ups about this show and visit CuriousKidsEveryday.com to get a free printable with activity ideas that don't involve screens. Those are the best kinds of adventures to have. That's CuriousKidsEveryday.com.